Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at the Encyclopaedia Eorzea Volume 3. This released today, the 19th of December 2023, and I was lucky enough to be able to pick this up, pre-order it, and it got delivered this morning. Very happy about that. This book is 304 pages long in a hard-bound book, in this sort of like faux black leather. The previous two books in the Encyclopaedia Eorzea series were red and sort of brown sort of color. This is a beautiful black finish on the front. 304 pages of lore stuffed together with all that wonderful illustrative work, artwork, and of course some unique work that was only published in this book. Lots of insights into backstory for mostly the end of Shadowbringers that was missing from a previous tome, and of course we also have lots of information on Endwalker. We have information on stuff like the Convocation of the 14 and things like that. Lots of really great reading and lots of beautiful pictures to look at. So this is definitely something I would recommend, and I've barely even looked at it yet. But yeah, it came in this beautiful package this morning. I was very happy. The other section of this video then that we should talk about is the fact that this book comes with an in-game code. To do this, essentially go towards the back of your book if you've purchased this, and you will find on the second to last page a little sort of insert. On the back of this will be a code. If you go to the Mog Station account page, log in, and obviously go to the item redeem section, you can choose what character you redeem the wind-up Fourchenault Minion to. I chose obviously my main character, Meoni. So before we get talking about the minion in the game, it's worth talking about the price of this. It cost me $39.99 in the United Kingdom, again without shipping costs included in that, or in the United States this is currently listed for $49.99 on the Square Enix North American store. Bear in mind these are all prices again without shipping costs, and depending on where you live in the world, this will probably ramp up significantly. Another thing I want to say about the Square Enix store compared to its previous iteration last year is that now when you actually go to pre-order an item, they will immediately debit whatever payment method you have set up with them. No longer can you pre-order something and debit it later, so just be warned. This is something that I see a lot of people complain about, and some people don't even realize that is the case until it's too late. Make sure you actually have the funds to purchase the item you're wanting to pre-order, because it will actually debit immediately. This is a criticism, and one that is completely valid, and is one of the reasons why a lot of people have gone elsewhere this time around for the Encyclopaedia Eorzea Volume 3. There are other bookstores, depending on your country, that will sell this. In the United Kingdom, I have had messages from people who have purchased and got this before the official release on the Square Enix store from places like Forbidden Planet, which is an anime retailer essentially in the United Kingdom. You might have other luck elsewhere. Also in the UK, we've had Waterstones. Apparently there have been copies selling there. This has been freely available in Japan for a lot longer, in the last month or so. We've seen this basically being sold on storefronts, and probably in America as well. So it's not the only place. There are other places. Just a bit of Google searching will help you out in the long run. But for the most part, I can't fault the service for Square Enix. I mean, the book came out today and I got it delivered today. But of course, those are the concerns and criticisms, which I'm sure most people will, be happy that I mentioned. Let's hop into the game then and look at Wind Up Fourchenault together. Alrighty then, here we are in the game, and look would have it, it's just been delivered. So here we go. Here is enclosed. You're redeemed from a Mog Station, Wind Up Fourchenault. So let's redeem this fella and have a look at him. So I'm really excited for this one. Probably less excited than I was for the Matoya hat from the previous Encyclopaedia Eorzea, but nonetheless very excited to add this one to our collection. It says, don't even think about dragging it into conflict, or it shall give you a look of sternest disapproval. All right, let's add this one to our collection. All right, so this is actually on my 11th page of my minion thing that has lots of pages now. We're up to 484 minions. So this is the wind-up Fourchenault amongst all of the rest. In fact, it's quite poetic being right next to the twins and also Louisoix. I really like that placement. I know that was intentional, but it's brilliant. So summon your wind-up Fourchenault minion. Don't even think about dragging it into conflict, or it shall give you a look of sternest disapproval. That is fantastic. A veritable congress of these automata were produced as part of a public relations drive for the forum. However, a complaint from their unwitting model led to the units being consigned to the storehouse, and it was only later, at the Skolok's orders, that they now see the light of day as promotional items for an academic publication. That's actually hilarious. So, Fourchenault's minion was so angry at being used as promotional material, they had to shelf him until the encyclopedia came out. That's brilliant. The hidden text then, if we highlight over the patch, you can do this with any minion, just as a reiteration. It says, "Gods know Fourchenault's a cranky old goat, so I'm sure you butt heads often enough." Quote there of Theo Paulden. So let's drag this to our bars. We'll see what interactions we have, if any. And yeah, I'm excited for this one. So this is my first reactions to this. Oh, he's quite big. He is definitely just at knee height of my character. Let's resummon him because I think he went straight into his emote animation stuff. All right then, so the minion is exactly what you would expect, although I would say that the quality is much higher than I expected it to be. As we zoom in nice and close there. Ooh, went too close. That's really nice. Usually up close and personal, even some of the premium collectibles in minions and other things lose fidelity the closer we are, and that's pretty much as close as we can get without him just disappearing in G-pose here. I'm really pleased with this one. The detailing is just second to none. I think they could do with going through a lot of the older minions and items in general in the game and probably giving them a new lease of life. I mean, even when we go really close up to him with the camera position thing in G-pose, yeah, I mean, it starts to pixelate a little bit at that sort of range. It's mostly the shadows though, which is something that we might not even see in Dawn Trail, considering they're overhauling a lot of this stuff and the way light works. Very excited for the future. Yeah, that's a really nice looking minion. He even got his little stubby hands. Fantastic. Let's see what kind of emotes we can get out of this fella then. He's already doing one which looks like a converse. So if we do a handover emote, nothing. Okay. Alright, so it looks like we need a pet collection title on then, because he will not react otherwise. So let's do exactly that. If you don't know about this, you can essentially get minions to react to you with things like the handover emote, pet, and poke. Sometimes even beckon to put them on your shoulder if you have a pet collection title, because some of them don't have a behavior where they will listen to you. They're like independent or whatever it might say on the actual sticker itself of the minion. So if you didn't know that, you now know that. So let's put the Mammoteer pet collection title on. There aren't any, but we'll work any of those from the achievements. And this is a handover, making Fourchenault eat greedily from our hand. I'm not sure if you would agree that this is a fair representation of how he eats, but he eats like a baby bird, if we're to believe the minion. So the first time for everything. How humiliating for him. So it's not a pet, it must be a poke then. There we go, it is a poke. And the emote that he does is, of course, like a converse. He's explaining why you were wrong at every single moment. The big shame is that he doesn't just immediately frown. I suppose that's his natural face, though. If he was to frown any further, he'd probably have no face left. His eyebrows would fall off or something. So yeah, if we have a pet collection title on, we can get him to react to us. I doubt we have like a beckon command on this fella. We can try it. No, he's having none of it. He's not sitting on anyone's shoulder. Very cool minion. Nice addition to the collection. Is it the most thrilling reward from the book? Definitely not the best reward I've ever had. I personally think the Matoya hat has more sort of distance to go, but it is really nice to add this to our collection. I still think that this should have been a reward from the actual quest line with the forum, personally. And can we just also bring up very briefly the fact that we still have yet to get the forum robes on our character. I haven't forgotten Square Enix, and I'm sure a lot of your fan base hasn't either. That one quest where we got to dress up very briefly in the forum robes, and since that day we have not seen it. Oh boy. Oh boy. I want to go back. I want to go back and do that quest again. Those robes are amazing. Hopefully that's something they add in the future, though. I know a lot of people are well aware of that, and they probably are as well. Anyway, thank you so much. Can you please stop dressing my wife in swimwear? What is wrong with you? Don't you have a world to save?